This is for my atheist friends. Here is a question for you. When you're debating me, about Christianity, you're debating me about God, you're using a set of tools to be able to make arguments.
Sure. Oh, you meant rhetorical tools. Right.
So you're using logic,
I'll certainly try.
you're using reasoning.
Well, if you're going to use them as separate terms, logic is basically like a formal description of how not to be fatally wrong in your reasoning.
You're using science, you're using morality.
Sometimes. I mean, if science is being misrepresented in a discussion, then I will probably bring it up. And if morality is for some reason relevant in the discussion, then sure.
You're using these things to make your case. The question is, by what standard do these things exist?
Did you really not realize how poorly that question was formed? Things don't really exist by a standard. That doesn't even mean anything. Like, literally, it's a nonsense question. But I'll still tell you a little bit about them because you seem to be a little bit confused. First, logic is a formalized set of rules, essentially, about how not to have fatal flaws in your reasoning. Reasoning is just your thinking process. That's what brains do. So as we think, that we're using reasoning. So that's just something that brains do, and they're just concepts. These ideas, when we talk about logic, when we talk about reasoning, they're just concepts. So they don't exist out in the real world. You can't go get like a piece of reasoning and put it in like a bucket, okay? And science is a process. Science is a process of trying to find out things about the world or about different, ideas. Science literally is like our attempt at learning. It's just a process, okay? That's all it is. Once again, it doesn't have like ontology. You can't go find a science and put it in the laboratory and study it. Additionally, morality is the same thing. It's just an idea. They're concepts that live in brains. Morality is basically our concept around how we think people should behave, okay? So that's not, these things don't have ontology. They're not real. They're just conceptual. They exist in our brains. That's it.
And make sense in a godless universe. I would love to hear your answers to this. I haven't heard good answers to this. I've heard answers, but not good answers. Can't wait to hear it.
They make sense in the same way that they make sense in the universe, even if there was a God? Like, what kind of question is this? It's a very silly question. Like, what do you even mean by it? Literally, if you don't speak English, then yeah, the English words, logic, reasoning, science, and morality, won't make sense to you. And if you have no familiarity with the ideas that are referenced by those words, then yes, they won't make sense to you, right? Logic, though, if you understand English and you have any familiarity with these concepts, logic is just a set of rules about how not to be immediately wrong in your reasoning. And reasoning is just the thinking process, like the conscious thinking process. Science is just our attempt at trying to find out things about the real world. And morality is a little bit more complicated because not everyone agrees what they're even talking about when they talk about morality or what morality is. So it's a little bit more complicated, but seriously, all these ideas make sense regardless of if a God exists. It's not related. So the question is, it's just really silly. I'm sure you have better questions. Maybe I'll check out some of your other ones. But, please let me know if you think that my answers weren't good or my critique of your questions was incomplete or unfair. But I think I was very fair to the level of question that was presented here. And if you want to see any more of my content, please follow Daniel de la Noche on YouTube and on TikTok. Thank you very much.